Feel the beats in my heart, releasing my scars. Can feast on these bars, tell me that it's hard. Been punched so many times, I don't need a punchline. Running from the gutters in my mind, gutting out these rhymes. Cut my lungs, you can gut my funds. You can grab my sums, you can have my crumbs, but you never feed this hunger deep inside. I bleed when I write, think about death and I'm scared. Forget about what's next, so prepared. Look into my daughter's eyes, hoping that I'll still be there. Will I see her marriage?
Whoever sees this and subscribes right now will get free lumbar support. We got your back. What's going on, YouTube? It's the one and only Knox Hill, and we're back with our reaction series. So today, man, it's a special one. Why? Because we got the one and only Nate. I'm talking about NF on deck as we continue this album journey dive. This right here is none other than Let 'Em Pray. But before we get any further, listen, I want to give a quick shout out to that song in the intro. If you guys like that, it is killing it right now. Very important song that I dropped. Very vulnerable one, raw, emotional, about mental health. If you want to support me, support the channel directly, I will put the links to it below. Also, shout out to the Patreon family. Exclusive reactions and content on there. I'm actually leaking this one early for the Patreon fam. So if you want to check it out, like I said, more NF reactions on there. The album will be done early on Patreon. Also, I'll be doing a full album review on there, so it's worth getting into. Again, all links down there. But anyways, you know what we're here for. NF, step back up to the plate. See what you got. One. Yeah, right there towards the end of that melody, it almost sounds like one of those where you take the sound and you reverse it, because it just has that just subtle distorted quality to it. And I love how right now it's kind of like pushed down, like into the mud of the mix. Yeah, they're definitely messing with the timing of it all. Ooh.
Strong suits. I've seen it take a toll and be harmful. I've seen what it can do when I got both of my arms full, but still continue to pile more on my back though. I learned at a young age, if you want to do something impactful, then you gotta be willing to sacrifice and really go after it.
I love that. Impactful, then you gotta sacrifice. The way that he says that, instead of putting sacrifice together, see how he fits it into the rhyme scheme by inserting that pause into it. Very good thinking with the rhyme writing there. But man,
both of my arms full, but still continue to pile more on my back though. I learned at a young age, if you want to do.
I was trying to figure out what those keys were, if that was a vocal or not, but definitely right there in the mix there was like like a yelling. And shout out to Tommy Prophet, he does this all the time, where they'll take like different Nate vocals or just different vocal sounds and they'll just like cake those into the instrumentation. Man, I've talked about this before. I really love it. There's so much detail to the mixing of all of this.
Something impactful, then you gotta be willing to sacrifice and really go after it with everything that you have, because if you don't, it ain't never gonna happen. Listen, gotta prevail.
My man giving you that advice from the top of the mountain. You know, you got to be willing to go all in on your dreams. And it's so true. Like, delegation is something that I struggle with too. As someone who takes a lot of pride in everything that I do, you know, I'm spinning so many plates on here trying to do content creation, be a music reactor, handle marketing, be my own booking agent, you know, creative for music videos, videographer, sound engineer. Like, the list just goes on and on and on. And it makes more sense to delegate, but I struggle with that as well. Nate, I connect, man. It's really hard to give the reins to someone else on anything when you take so much pride in what you do and you're used to that grind.
With everything that you have, because if you don't, it ain't never gonna happen. Listen, gotta prevail, gotta excel. Think I hit my peak? No, I just started climbing the hill. Kill or be killed. Well, that's the way that you fail. I hope you know you about to get.
I just get a shout out. He starts climbing the hill. Let's go.
I just started climbing the hill. Kill or be killed. Well, if that's the way that you fail, I hope you know you about to get the raw end of the deal. I need to meditate. I ain't got no room to grow. I would never say. Conversations with the Lord should be every day. Reconnecting with my core, get my head on straight. Praying on my downfall. Let him pray. Resume.
Man, I don't know what that dramatic impact is, but it's like super reverby. And again, it's like almost coming through a megaphone, the way it's been filtered passed down in the mix. But I need to meditate. You know, I need to get back to finding my core and finding, you know, that moment of prayer with God. And in a way, like, praying is meditation in a sense, because you're taking time to breathe, to reflect, to connect, to realign your thoughts, and to recenter yourself in this case. I love that. Praying on my downfall, let him. He's got a great sense, as we always talk about, of the cadence. Like, he's kind of here, and there's like this rasp to this Nate rapping voice throughout this album that I can hear when he just like sits right here on the mix. And then there's moments when he really wants to like yell and push it, or maybe he'll like give you that drop down cadence, but he's always had just very good cadence control. And like we talk about, attention to detail with the instrumentation, attention to detail with the delivery. It's always very, very interesting, and he mixes up the delivery so much within each and every verse. He never really sits at the same tonal range. There's always so many different dynamic changes to it and what you're going to get from him.
Reconnecting with my car, get my head on straight, praying on my downfall. Let him pray. Resume, check the resume. Set the pace, I don't hesitate. Yeah, just get it done, let me demonstrate. Demonstrate. Let it soak in, let it resonate. Blood, sweat, and tears on the 808s. See him praying on my downfall.
Okay.
Let him pray.
Blood, sweat, and tears on the 808s. Listen, Nate loves the heavier bass, the heavier percussion. Drop it in.
Let him pray. See him praying on my downfall. Hey, let him pray. Yeah, let him pray. Let him pray. Hey, see him praying on my downfall. Let him pray.
You know, it's funny right there. You could hear like the strings just like cascade very quickly. And then you had a little bit of like a choir chanting like the oh. So to me, it's almost like there's some unique funkier sounds that he's using that he's not used to usually hearing on a Nate track. So it's like we're taking kind of the formula for what works in some of those like bigger production hits, like those orchestral sounds and impacts. So we're including that within this mix, but we're also finding like sort of some new rhythmic pockets, some new sounds, some new flavors and styles to sprinkle in there as well. So this is kind of like a hybrid track for me of like old Nate meets like new Nate as he continues to progress and try to find this newer sound that he keeps flaunting on Hope.
Hey, see him praying on my downfall. Let him pray. Sentimental, influential, every step I've ever taken in the wrong direction. Help me get to where I am today and led to monumental moments in my life that I would not have got to experience if I'd have let the mistakes that I made rob me of my full potential. Life will test you.
I love that line. You know, a lot of times we view mistakes and we view missteps as things taking us away from our goals. Nate is taking a negative and flipping that into a positive. You know, those steps and those mistakes, they're learning experiences, and they actually help to make me who I am and to reach my full potential. Love that outlook. Again, a very hopeful outlook that we're getting from him.
Let the mistakes that I made rob me of my full potential. Life will test you. Don't forget to remember the fundamentals.
Full potential. Life will test you. Fundamentals. Nice little four scheme. Do. See how he's writing and tapping in that four syllables?
Full potential, life will test you. Don't forget to remember the fundamentals. I gotta get back to those. Be surprised what you find when you climb out your comfort zone. I get uncomfortable when I get too comfortable. You corner me and that's all she wrote. I'm in a headspace. I ain't.
Another great line. I get comfortable when I get too uncomfortable. It's good to take risks. It's good to step outside of your comfort zone and your safety zone. That's how you really test yourself. That's how you really push yourself and discover who you are as an artist and as a human being.
When I get too comfortable, you corner me and that's all she wrote.
Sorry, I flipped that. I get uncomfortable when I get too comfortable. Yeah, exactly.
I get uncomfortable when I get too comfortable. You corner me and that's all she wrote. I'm in a headspace I ain't never been before. You don't bring nothing to my life, then I exit yours. Let's get right to it. Yeah, I ain't with the back and forth. You either with me or against me, an easy choice. The momentum building, I can feel it. My resilience cannot hide it, can't conceal it. Made me.
Wow. Cannot hide it, can't conceal it. See right there? 1, 2, 1, 2. The momentum, I can feel it. See how he's breaking? Even though not all these words are two-syllable words, the way that he's setting up that delivery, so it's a very punchy 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, very staccato type of delivery. Again, the rhyme writing and the syllabus count on it.
Momentum building, I can feel it. My resilience cannot hide it, can't conceal it. Made me suffer some, but also made me brilliant. Pass my brilliance down and teach my children. Life is precious, life is treacherous, life is filled with dead end roads. Keep on pushing, keep on healing. See you praying, all my downfall gone. Keep on praying, God ain't listening to you.
Wow. That was a really cool flow right there. Da 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 da, and then he kind of sped it up and increased the syllables, right? Life is treacherous, da 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 da, and then he slows down as things start to drop out there. That was really cool tempo control.
This life is filled with dead end roads. Keep on pushing, keep on healing. See you praying, all my.
See, he's winding down right here.
Downfall gone, keep on praying. God ain't listening to you.
Nice.
resume. Check the resume. Set the pace, I don't hesitate. Yeah, just get it done, let me demonstrate. Demonstrate, demonstrate. Let it soak in, let it resonate. Blood, sweat, and tears on the 808s. See, I'm praying on my downfall. Let him pray.
Nice.
Let him pray. See, I'm praying on my downfall. Hey, let him pray. Let him pray. Yeah, let him pray. Hey, see, I'm praying on my downfall. Let him pray.
I love everything that's going on right here in the production. The rewinding sound, that just distorted percussive hit. That's a vocal, actually, that's just been like manipulated in this way. Are we done? Oh, that teased you. That definitely teased and tantalized you towards the end, and then it just kicked out fully. For me, that's Nate really flexing technicals as an MC, especially that second verse. That was just a ridiculous flow and pocket that he found. I always feel like he's excels every album in terms of like pushing his MCing technical ability with the flows, with the rhyme writing, with what he does. And in terms of the production, like I said, it felt like a hybrid. Definitely felt like there was like some new concepts we were flirting with, but it wasn't like an all-out new type of track. That's definitely a track that I could see on a previous Nate album, you know, with those yells, with those big hits and dramatic impacts. It definitely has that feel of the past. So I think there's going to be a lot of NF fans who really like this one. Maybe some critics who will point out, oh, this isn't much change, but yeah, for me, it sits in that sweet spot, man. NF, you were Knox Hill certified. Hope you guys liked today's video. Listen from here at the end. Obviously, enjoy the content. Do me a huge favor. Support the channel directly. It really does go a long way. I love you guys. Subscribe with notifications on. Stay safe, stay positive. It's only Knox Hill. Okay, I can't even speak. I'm out. All right. Let him pray.